Sorry, my mom got green chili in my teeth. Sorry. I'm from New Mexico. I had green chili with my breakfast. Yeah. So it happens. It has a high source of vitamin C, which helps clean out your stuff you breathe in, and then helps it process through the body faster. I will be eating probably a lot of green salsa for breakfast until further notice because I live in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and they drive cars everywhere with combustible engines and they spray Roundup. It's a city ordinance. Well, we built 3 new hospitals and they need the business, right? A dog could figure it out. It hurts when I do that, so don't do that. You can. And where are you going to go? Look, they offered me different lucrative contracts to get away from genocidal operations from the wealthy to the poor, but I turned them down every time. And they said the poor ain't going to stand up with you to protect the poor from the wealthy. I don't think the poor can. Because I stand up to protect the poor with technology, and I have 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3 views on YouTube, being the most intelligent person in the entire world, on any device, speaking anything, anywhere. Okay. So I don't think the poor people of Las Cruces and El Paso, that if they have a clue of what I'm saying, have any more capacity to do anything about it on a mass scale through trending across social media as I do, right? I mean, a dog can figure that one out. Okay, Reggie, let's get out of here, Scoob, right? Would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that old dumbass chili-eating motherfucker in Las Cruces and his dog Zeke. Zeke died 2 years ago. It wasn't neglect. He was 18, almost 19 years old probably, and he was passing away, and I didn't take him to a vet because I didn't have the money to have him given drugs to die. And so I knew he was in pain, and I slept here and listened to him be in pain. And I would go over to him and I'd pet him and tell him that his kids love him and to just let go. I know it hurts. I know, it would hurt less if there was less chemical poisoning from military intel genocidal operations. But there's not much we can do about that, Zeke. But I could pick him up with both my hands and tell him I love him. And I could let him go to the bathroom outside and then wash him off and then take a towel and dry him off and pick him up and tell him I love him and that Kate and Emily and Natty and Noah love him. And I'm sure if Crumb knew him, he'd love him too. And Patrick loves you. And if they could be here with you, they would. But they can't, right? Because there's a lot of assholes on TV. It's like, who cares if the girl was dating Angel Reese, they date no more, and then they had a lover's quarrel, lover's spat on the basketball court. I wrote a big thing in college about this with the wrongfulness and the whatever. It's like, and then all the girls be talking, well, that happened with me and my ex-girlfriend when I played in Seattle and she played for Phoenix. And yeah, we played for Seattle together. And then what happened? Well, when she went to Phoenix, we stopped having conjugal visits together, and then when we played, it got a little, That's what it looked like to me. I'm sitting there watching, going, she threw her on the floor. No, she didn't throw her on the floor. No, she grabbed her around the thing. She pulled it. It was like Dwight Howard says, I want to date you. Leave me alone. I don't want to date you. I never knew this about basketball that much. My son, Patrick, who's almost 6'5", he's 6'5", almost 6'6", had to explain it to me. No, Dad, I don't go play basketball at the boys' club or the Y because I hate getting butt raped. It's like, what? Dad, you're 6 feet tall. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. You remember when Mom, yes, I could not, yeah. Okay. No. Well, the thing about it is your body reacts, okay? Your body reacts. It doesn't mean you're homosexual. It just means that you're not sexually healthy, okay? Because I've played in the post and but usually typically the coach was being an ass. I was 6 foot tall and he was 6'6". So when I posted him, his butt would be right around my gut, right? It wouldn't be in my genitalia, right? When me and Steffi is 5'6" and I'm 6 feet tall. Okay. But she was womping her butt into me. You know exactly where I was going to put my genitalia. Oh yeah, that's a nice butt. Yeah, that's the spot right there. You're perfect. Why do you think when I was teaching my daughter to play, she threw her butt into me and I turned sideways and let her butt hit my hip right here? Big iron on his hip. I don't have a big iron on my hip. I'm Dinkle Man. I'm a grower, not a shower. So yeah, but I said, okay, Natalie. I said, the girls are going to guard you differently, but here's what you need to do to get use that wump of Gump. And, I was teaching her how to play basketball in the post, right? Because her mom wasn't very good at basketball, and Aunt Patrice wasn't here, right? Okay. Aunt Patrice, oh yeah. Aunt Patrice was the Shack of Casper, Wyoming. She was badass. 30 points, 20 rebounds a game, right? Get the ball, Patrice. Get the ball, Patrice. Right. She was devastating in elementary school. We stayed in Wyoming. She would have probably been devastating all through, because she was, she was all through junior high. By high school, the other girls would have passed her up, and she still had the hump of the wump of the hump of Gump, right? And stuff, but it may have not translated as well as, she just matured faster than the other little girls, so like Amy, and stuff. And so, it happens, you remember that? And he's talking about the good old times, glory days, right? Like Enrique Flores, Henry Flower, took me down to the park in Mesilla. I still can beat you, and I let him have it. So it would have been easy. Okay. He was 2 years older than me. We were born the same day, but he was 2 years older than me, but we were in the same grade. He was a Spanish speaker for Mexican migrants, right? And in elementary school, he was a starter and one of the stars, okay? And by the time we hit high school and puberty caught up on Earl shot past him by about 3 or 4 or 5 inches and stuff, and Earl was quicker. He was faster, and Earl was, and everybody said that Earl Parsons came back, man, he can play basketball. So Enrique Flores took me down to the park in Mesilla. Said, I can still beat him. And I let him. Yeah, I told you I was better than you. I know. You got to give him that one, right? Like with John Najim with Amy, I'm the Paris Hilton and I'm the Paris Hilton of Sheridan, Wyoming, and the J-Lo of Cochise County. I said, do you think maybe all the women are wearing hijabs is because they have some kind of thing going on at the fort that brought in a lot of people with wives with hijabs? That's what I told her. I started wearing hijabs and everybody started wearing hijabs. Maybe you were catching up on the trend at the fort because of the virtual presence in the house, and and also you've been being sexually predicated on online by men from Al Qaeda. So that may have a lot to do with too. And then them bringing those type of people into town to try, so yeah. And John's like, why don't you just let her have that? Why don't you just let her see that she's a trend center? Because she's being fucked in the head by a bunch of assholes at White Sands and Fort Huachuca, and I don't want her to keep that. Okay. I explained it to her all the time. I was like, Natalie, Amy, they have this thing called the Patriot Act, and the Patriot Act says thus. And then when you sign a contract on Skype or Facebook, and it says thus. And then you try to explain it to her. It's like, okay, the moment you do this and you engage in this, they have property rights to your life. Get out of here. Yes, Michael Jackson. And signing with CBS? Okay, you're going to make a quarter off the dollar instead of 3 cents off the dollar that you got with Gordy. All right. Mama, I think I found that girl, right? So if you marry into the family, you get $1 off the 3 cents. So you get 97 cents. So the family was not happy about that. He married Berry Gordy's daughter. That means he gets 97 cents for the records. No, that's his daughter, not him. Oh, you get 50 cents? No, 47. Okay. So you're like, what? Yeah. Diana Ross and Michael Jackson left Motown at the same time. Because CBS and Capitol gave them 25 cents on the dollar, and Berry Gordy was giving them 3. Right? So it's like, what? He was the Martin Luther King Jr. Well, he was bigger than Martin Luther King Jr. in the movement of a black guy can be the colonel too. Elvis Presley. Okay, so you're like, what? Yeah. Buy the stadium, own the stadium. Now, what's sad about Donald Sterling is that Magic Johnson wants to be Donald. Donald Johnson is Donald Sterling. What? Yes. But shouldn't the guys who butt rape each other in the post, who sexually assault Jim Brown in the tackle, be able to own the football team too? I just want them all living the Lord's Prayer. I'm strange that. I'm chill like that. I'm cool like that. I flow like that. I go like that. Slick be like that. Don't put your dick in my butt crack when I'm trying to play basketball and it's just exercise to get the peaches and the bastards so I don't catch pneumonia. Okay, do you understand? Hopefully Angel Reese gets it. I don't think the girl who made the angry video about and the other girl, and well, here's what the commentators are saying. It's like, yeah. It just looked like a fight torn between two lovers, That's what it looked like to me. I mean, a fight. You obviously, what would happen if you saw Kermit Washington fetch Rudy Tomjanovich, and then tell Calvin Murphy not to cry? Yeah. Oh, they must be lovers. Yeah, he was like a brother to him. When Kermit Washington crushed his face, Calvin Murphy started to cry because he thought Rudy was dead. Like I said, I thought that he just killed my best friend. Okay. He came up and punched him right in the face, and it crushed his face, and he fell to the floor like a sack of wheat, and I started to cry because I thought that Kermit Washington had just killed my best friend. Right? Apples, peaches, pumpkin pie, you was young and so was I. Chicken, turkey, country ham, love me for just who I am. You got all these people, you shouldn't say the things that you say about your baby's mamas. Okay, how can I correct quantum computing to not have a virtual presence in our bedroom to manipulate people with money if I don't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay? That's the reason why I'm able to correct quantum computing technology and get a virtual presence through debt and trespass out of people's bedrooms and bathrooms, and you're not. Why do you think they came into my bedroom and bathroom and tried to destroy the legacy of the gracious Good Shepherd through corporate interest? Why do you think Benjamin Yahoo's always going to be a Yahoo with the Ezra Taft Benson, Kimball, and the Vatican can't, and it's Dan Brown novel time, right? So you need to get out of here. All right, you're already, Rockefeller and Rothschild already slammed your bitch better have my money. I got my own money. I'm Heidi Fleiss. Asses out of the house. That's what quantum computing's for. There's no more secrets. It never was a secret. Okay, and it was already blatantly obvious and totally evident by 2006, the moment Parsons rolled into town. The women folk would hide. They'd hide because they'd, oh, damn, my husband having sex with your wife and passing around on underground chat rooms, right? But the point of their dick was the only thing that the U.S. Army understood when it came to, fucking fast and hard. They were mighty good. Out of Sheridan, Wyoming came a man who kicked the Navy SEALs' sexual predator asses into the dirt. But the Army said, we can beat the Navy SEAL. Yeah, all right. Hear that, Goggins? They can beat you. Just live the Lord's Prayer, you little peckerwoods. Flames from under. Patrick, you don't have to play basketball. I don't want you to get butt raped. Try track. No one shoves their genitalia into your butt crack. There you go. What happens? You don't get to play track because the track coach tells you you're selfish because you want to run the 100 and you're 6'5". What? You can't get all the blocks fast enough to get ahead of the race and win at the end of the race. It seems like that. And then he watched Usain Bolt, calls me on the phone. Dad! I'm like, I hear you, son. I understand. I know the woman was an idiot, but yeah, it's just I had the same issues with the female basketball coach at Mesa Community College with all the girls from the Navajo Indian Reservation that she quoted were real sweethearts of girls that had to deal with this woman who was crazy. Like my mom, who had the crazy, excessive, compulsive, abusive lesbian swimming coach at Jefferson High School in San Antonio. That's my mom's crazy lesbian. Okay, she's like, I am not going to destroy my capacity to see and turn my hair into spaghetti so you can be the coach that coached the little girl that won the gold medal when the only reason why I went into the pool was to take Blondie and kick her ass because I was a goddamn Yankee and I was a nigger and spick lover. That's the only reason why my mom went into the pool, to kick the captain of the swim team at Jefferson High School's ass. And that's why me and Chris Perez get along so well in prayer. Micah and Elijah Owens, good job, good. Mom was so happy. Jefferson High School is the black and Mexican school, and it's good. It needs that. The Owenses love my mother. They just love Mom, What? Yeah. You're in there goddamn smoking cigarettes and listening to nigger music. It's like, yeah, all your bigot friends talking shit about all the Spicks and the Dagos and the Mops and and everything like that, and they're doing swapping war stories. Yeah, what'd you do? I couldn't listen to it anymore. So I went into my bedroom. I started smoking cigarettes near the window, and I cranked up my Sam Cooke platters and Clyde McPhatter records. What would anyone else do? The damn nigger's better looking than you, and he sings better. What are you doing? I've got those smoking cigarettes and drinking. And my dad wants to marry one of their kids. Yeah. That's horrible. I know. I was raised in the United States of America, but guess what? It's not any different in Greece. It's not any different in Italia. Made in Italy. Quando. It's not any different in Turkey. It's not any different in Cape Verde. Okay. It's not any different. Racism, tribal, you have to be very carefully taught to hate the people your relatives hate. And if they're taught to cross-mogenate and have a black wife that has a financial advisor that has a white guy on stilts that can block the black guy's jump shot, you've got the right people in your house through virtual presence, keeping your money safe and your wife safe, and turning your daughter into a porn star if she's hot enough when she's legal. It's like, God, guys, just live the Lord's Prayer. Just live the Lord's Prayer. Kill them all. No. Evil. Can you hear me now? Just live the Lord's Prayer. Live the Lord's Prayer. Earth calling. Hello. How are you? Have you been all right? Through all those lonely, it's still lonely nights. That's what I'd say. I'd tell you everything if you'd pick up that telephone. I can't. Patrick's mailbox is full. His girl gets uncomfortable when I talk to him. He gets upset when I talk to him because Dad tells me the truth, and I'd rather believe the lies we tell ourselves and that we're programmed with every night through the Wi-Fi. Go Pacers. Go Colts. They don't have a baseball team in Indianapolis, do they? I don't think so. Okay, so who do you guys root for in baseball? Cincinnati? St. Louis? Sox, Cubs? You get your choice. Kansas City? I don't know. Remember the tar with the thing and the George Brett? And he took away his home run because he had the tar up the bat like that. The ump took the bat and he had too much tar on the bat. He's out, right? George Brett was fit to be tied. He wasn't even paying attention. He just put on the bat tar. You don't even think. Splitting hairs. The tar was way too up past the line on the bat. And George Brett was like, what the fuck? It's not like I'm Gaylord Perry and shit. Vaseline. He was mad. I kind of thought that was pretty fucked up. I was like, what? The tar is too far up the bat. How does that, what's the benefit? If it's tar and you hit the tar on the bat, wouldn't that be more to keep the ball in play, to hit a ground ball? So he had a home run. Tar being up the barrel of the bat ain't going to do nothing to affect a home run. It's going to diminish the possibility to hit a home run as opposed to enhance the possibility, right? Tar too much on the bat is like Rod Carew choking up and hitting it where he wants. And then I would think so. I think that's why they would have the rule about bat tar on the bat with the yes. I'm with George Brett on this one. Or we just plead the Fifth Amendment. I know nothing. I'm John Banner. You don't exist. I know. I got ran over in the parking lot of Best Buy during the Obama administration. But look, guys. Oh, you guys are all Haley Joel Osment. And I'm Bruce Willis. And I'm a ghost. Of course I'm a ghost. You're watching me on social media. You're all what? This ghost is still alive. He shops at Loman or well. No, I'm not really alive. No. This is the Double Eagle. Only it's a Walmart. So yeah. No, I'm a ghost. I'm the ghost of John Lennon. You can't see me. I'm the Mike Whalen. I'm the ghost of John Lennon. You can't see me. He had these round sunglasses with mirrors on them, you know? And he put them on and he'd sit there and he got this big grin on his face. He goes, I'm the ghost of John Lennon. You can't see my eyes and you can't see me. And he was running around doing that all summer. And we're like, Waylon, shut up. That's the summer he met the freshman girl that was blonde and really cute. I started dating him because she was funny. He was charming. Mike was a good-looking kid, and he was charming. Well, yeah, everybody said we look like brothers. So, yeah, he's a good-looking kid, and everybody, you know. And so we're going along, and that's the summer that all the guys that did not have a girlfriend sat there and gave Mike a hard time because he was a senior and she was a freshman, and they sang Bruce Springsteen to him all summer. They would sit there, and he'd get on his bike, and they'd go, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? And I'm on fire. They kept saying that, and I was like, Mike, don't worry about it. They're just mad because they don't have a girlfriend. She's cute. I like her. She's fun. She was a freshman. He was a senior. They were just touchy-feely, swap spit, licky face. They were just, you know, did you get the meningitis vaccine so 1 of 10 of them doesn't die? Guys, share, care, give, according to need, built to last. Okay? Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, right? I guarantee you that the cute little brown boy and the little blonde girl with the ice cream will have better immune systems. And when they do what teenagers do, they'll have less of a chance of dying from a disease from a weakened immune system, right? We're like tigers in a cage. What a town without pity can do. Thanks, Jalen. Thanks. Love you too. Love you too. We haven't talked in a while. You good? How's Willow? How you doing? I love you too. Trey's the quiet one. He's always just, you know, he's like Pat Frick, you know. What's Trey? Trey's listening again. You're always listening. You never talk. And then he smiles. I like Trey Smith. Yeah. It's what he do. He's always listening. He never talks. You sit there and go, hey, Trey. And he smiles. It's like, can he talk? Can he talk, Jaden? Does your brother talk, Willow? Willow talks. Okay, but does your brother? Can your brother talk? Does he talk when he needs to talk? Well, he needs to talk. I'm talking to his ass, right? You know what I'm saying? It's funny. No, I like those kids. They're all, you know. I did not watch your mama's movie. His mom was okay. I did not watch mom's movie. Okay. The hookup with the date thing. I looked at it. I was like, okay, it's funny. Okay, cute. Okay. No, I didn't watch. I watched Eddie Murphy. I'm not saying it's okay. Jada's cute. Okay. I just had a bigger crush on Sunshine. And then Hallie showed up. Who's she? She reminds me of Law. Oh, does Jada kind of remind you? No, Jada reminds me of Trina Mae Morris. And Trina wouldn't date me because I was a bad boy and not a Jewish kid that was real good at math. Yeah. She had a crush on all the Jewish kids that were going to be accountants and lawyers. Right? She's a pretty Colville Indian girl. And I was like, Bart, why doesn't your cousin? And then I'm like going, I ain't trying to be an A student. No, God, no. Oh, God, no. Science is diabolical and economics is genocidal, which makes science diabolical. No, I don't want to be an accountant or a lawyer. I want to play basketball, and I want your cousin to be my Sally Richardson or my Jada Pinkett Smith, and she won't, okay? What is wrong with your cousin? She was funny. She had a good personality. We joked around all the time. She flirted with me all the time. I knew I knew that she knew that I knew that you knew that I knew that I was cute and she was cute. Okay? And I was cuter and had a better personality than all the guys she had a crush on at the high school, right? And I'm like, Bart, what is wrong with your cousin? She's gonna... Okay. Could you explain to her that I'm really intelligent, but I just underachieve because I don't want to abuse people with economic abuse? Yeah. I don't want to be the colonel because I have more talents like Elvis. Yeah, come on. Could you tell her? Come to the dance with me. I will show you. I'll have the guy play a cameo. I will dance and say, hey, this is what they do on Soul Train. All you people here that can't dance and make us dance the journey the whole fucking dance. Yeah. Okay. You couldn't even play the Little River Band? When they played the Little River Band, the other guy asked Rena LeDoux to dance, and I didn't get there in time. And then my sister chewed me out. Rena was waiting. They were playing crappy music. When the good song came on, the other guy positioned himself closer to her than me. So I didn't get to surface. Closer to you, baby. And Poncha kept telling me, Rena LeDoux likes you. Rena LeDoux? Yeah, she's French Native American. Wow, she was cute. Yeah, she was very cute. Okay. And she was popular and hung out with the popular crowd. And Poncha wanted me to hang out with the popular crowd and stop hanging out with all the potheads and the drunken Indians. It's embarrassing. And besides, Ward Toner came over to my house, looked at me in the eye and said, instead of changing clothes, doing that, just go back and forth between your bedroom and the bathroom in your bra and panties, right? And Bart and Chuck both go, no, she's not Val. And they said it too. She ain't Val, Poncha, not Val. Very different. Ward knew. Ward just was going to do it anyway because he was the Stone, man. He was Ward Toner, man. He had no, he had no rails. He had no reins. You can't rein him in, man. When Ward came downstairs and Poncha was there, I was just like, okay, it's going to happen. And Bart and Chuck were like, he ain't going to do it. It's like, it's Ward. He's going to do it. He's going to say it. And he gets his grin on his face. Hey, instead of doing what you're doing, just go back and forth between, and Val's laughing her ass off, right? Val was radically different. Val would sit there and go, you do it too. And Ward would have been in his underwear walking back and forth between Val's bedroom and the bathroom, right? And Val would laugh and say, you gonna do that? Oh, hell no. Okay. Like she did to Chuck. I've never kissed a girl with braces before. Well, really? Neither have I. Right? It was funny. Okay. Now, Val, and we're so glad he did it with Poncha and not Val because none of us wanted to see Ward in his underwear because we already had gym class with him. Okay. You're funny. It is hard to clean up the surveillance capital of records of the CBS world. Yeah, I'd like to sign a record deal. I don't want to. I don't want Jimmy Rogers getting in the face by a brick. Of time we're not a move. It's over. Stay away from those musicians. They have a different girl in every town till they meet Sal. Right. It's true. It's true. She's different than the rest. She is. Yeah. She's this. You settled down with this a one. This a one. This a one. Tony, no, I talk it too good. This is the night. It's a beautiful night. They call it Belladonna. Guys, when you eliminate violent sex cult competition and conflict, okay, you can't act like Hebrews. You have to understand a Hebrew and be like a Hebrew. They can take Hebrews and turn them into better Romans than Romans. Okay, and there's a lot of them. Okay. I want to start my own cell phone company, right? Okay. Give them the money that we give out! Scott! Okay. Frau, this won't get weird. Let's get it on. Okay. Forgive debt and trespass and love one eternal faithful peace. I can take Romans and turn them into better Hebrews than Hebrews. Just ask Benjamin Netanyahu. He was there. He's one of the world leaders in espionage with the men who invent the conditions for the secret lives of the Mormon housewives. Does it take money to build a farm? No. But no farm, no money. Remember the guy from the CIA in Sierra Vista? There's no money in grocery. There's no grocery. There's no money. Right? Hi, Grace's Good Shepherd, Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. Be here until further notice. Hey, Max and Emmy's mommy. You're a different kid. No, I didn't go watch the video with you and Janet Jackson and all the hot people on the. And I understand that. I understand with the hot husband with the. I get that. And then and could you stop talking? Because you're like Natalie, and you start talking, and I'm like, you're getting all emotional, and then you're hard to listen to. Wouldn't you just rather listen to music and go for a walk and not talk very much? That would be nice. Yeah. I only talk because I have to. A lot of times it seems like you talk because you want to. No, you feel like you have to. You don't have to. Just. No, I don't want you to get naked and kick your feet back and let me look at you and then you have giggle. And no, I don't want to be sexually frustrated right now. I need at least probably 1.5 to 2 years to get all the chemical toxins from your business partners out of my somehow the ass I'll soak in salt, but most of it's in my. It doesn't. No, I sleep. I don't feel uncomfortable because where I'm getting the chemicals through the cancer cells trying to get out through the sun and the rose must remain. It's a little uncomfortable, but I don't lose sleep over it. It's the Wi-Fi that makes me lose sleep. All the aggressive people. Oh gosh, these dreams are wonderful, and you can't change your station. Well, you could do it when you were younger, when we had radio waves, but we don't have radio waves anymore. It's in the evil petting zoo, and I have my own cell phone. All right, so it's hard. Okay, nice talking to you again. All right, we'll talk later. I don't tune you out. I just ignore you. Well, right now you're amusing me, obviously, because the moment you go back to annoying me, I'll go right back to ignoring you. Okay, you have a nice day. Now you're just annoying me. No, I don't. I'm too tired to be affectionate or kind or romantic right now. Yeah, so, if you want to joke around, amuse me, we will talk. But if you don't want to joke around, it's Amy's still talking me through it. Well, because I've been there. I don't debt and trespass. Yeah, I don't have business partners in the espionage industry. You'll figure it out. Okay, I love you. All right, peace out.